what they're giving, cause I'm working for a living.
This is the Check a Pro Radio Show, sponsored by checkapro.com. To find pre-qualified local service providers, click on checkapro.com. Here's your host, the man with a hard hat and tool belt, Jim Klauck.
Hey, hey, hey. Welcome to the Check a Pro Radio Show. It is Check a Pro Joe, Jim Klauck. Love to have you here. I've been doing this now for over 20 years, helping you, my listeners, my neighbors here in the greater Houston area, finding a pre-qualified home service professional for just about anything for your home. These are contractors that come into your home. As you know, we check insurance, licenses, and references on all of our pre-qualified contractors. And I say, if I wouldn't have them in my home, I wouldn't have them on my radio show, and I wouldn't suggest they come into your home. You have to be careful with contractors. That's why I started Check a Pro back in 2005, checkapro.com, and I've been doing the radio program for that long as well. Today we're going to talk about generators. We've done this before here on the program. We're going to talk about how a generator, this is a standby generator, can help you every single day. If nothing else, it's an insurance policy and gives you peace of mind. These generators start up automatically, and they will power your entire home in any weather. They use the natural gas coming into your home or propane, or some actually can use both depending upon what you need. Today's guest, Andrew Spitzmueller, is joining me from A&A GenPro. You've heard him here on the program before. You know who he is, and here he is. Andrew, welcome to the show.
Hey, Jim. Glad to be on again.
It is so great to have you here. I love talking about this subject. I do talk a lot about roofing, electrical, plumbing, HVAC. But a lot of the things that you use in your home, let's say HVAC, electrical, even some plumbing, is absolutely worthless without electricity. Even when the power goes off in the wintertime and you want the heat to go on, you would think, well, I've got natural gas. My heat will work. It won't work. It just won't unless you want to go up into your attic, try to figure out how to fire that thing up and start blowing, because that's what the electricity does, works the blower motor, amongst other things. So really, we need electricity for everything. Isn't that true?
100%. 100%. We even now have cars that operate off electricity today. So the world is kind of gravitating towards these smart homes. It seems like a lot of these homes we've got Alexa doing things for us at the house. We've got different programming. We've got our Bluetooth connected to so many devices. And so when power is uninterrupted, it really shuts us out. We're out in the dark. We're not connected. And I don't even know if people have phone books anymore. You use your cell phone for everything. So no power, no phone.
Yeah. No, nothing. Actually, speaking of that, I want to talk about the offers that you have brought to the program today. One of them is absolutely free. The other one's $1,500 off when you decide to get your new standby generator. But anyone listening today, but just the first 10 callers are going to get this. Absolutely free, what they call the Mini Kenny portable generator. This is a free portable generator that Andrew and his team from A&A GenPro are giving away to 10 of my listeners today. Only the first 10. I'm going to give out the phone number in a moment, so get ready for that. Here's the deal. If you want it free, they're not going to send it to you. They're going to come out and give you a free, absolutely free assessment. Basically a quote. They're going to come out and look at everything, and they are going to be able to tell you with the site inspection what you would need. If you decide to buy a generator, you get $1,500 off. If you don't decide to buy a generator, you will still get the free mini generator. So it's really no obligation and you can't lose. Here is Andrew's phone number. The first 10 people to call to make an appointment. That's why you're calling, just to make an appointment. No obligation. Get your free mini portable generator. 281-805-8340. I'll be giving out the phone number throughout the program today. So if you're driving right now, Don't worry. Pull over when it's safe. When you get to your destination, when it's safe, you can listen and take the number down. 281-805-8340. Andrew, I love the features of this. Let's go through this. A solar panel, which will charge the battery that's built in and your mobile phone and other devices, right?
That's right. The flashlight's really great too. It's an LED light, super bright. You get your radio so you can be connected with what's going on, and you got the phone charger, which is probably the most important feature on that.
Yeah, and it's totally portable. It's got a hand crank. So I'll tell you what's really nice about this. The best thing is when the power goes out, you can still listen to Andrew and me on the radio because it has an AM/FM radio. On top of that, it has the weather band, so you can hear what's going on with the weather. You know, Andrew, we had that horrible weather back in February of 2021. You remember we had the deep freeze, and our grid here in Texas failed us. The people with a generator really won, didn't they?
Oh yeah, yeah. It was caught us by no one was prepared for sure. No one in Texas would have ever imagined being out of power for that many days with that kind of storm. It was cold. It was difficult. My family had a gen. I felt so bad for my friends and neighbors that didn't. It was a disaster. I remember driving by a Home Depot and seeing a line when the power did restore, seeing a line out the door, with all the different plumbing leaks that came from that. And yeah, it was definitely caught everybody off guard. Everybody always thinks of the summer storms, the hurricanes, all that comes with that. To have something like that happen in the winter, totally unexpected.
Call Andrew and his team right now at A&A GenPro to get your free portable generator. It's got a solar panel that'll charge your phone and other devices. It's got a built-in flashlight, AM/FM radio with the weather band. Also, you can hand crank this thing. It's really, really cool. Totally portable. It's even good for your car, truck, or camping. So once you get your whole home generator, the standby generator that's going to power your whole home, you can then take your portable one and put it in your vehicle. You can take it camping. You can travel with it. You can give it to your neighbor and say, hey, when the power goes out, you can use this, but I have my whole home generator, so you might want to get one of those. 281-805-8340. I'd be remiss if I didn't say $1,500 off any new generator. That is substantial. If you're wondering what it costs to get into a generator that starts up automatically, whether you're home or not, it tests itself. It is monitored by A&A GenPro. They manage everything. They will take a look at it on a regular basis. All the maintenance is going to be covered for as little as $179 a month. I heard, Andrew, the average car payment today is between $700 and $800. That's for the low end and the high end. And I'll tell you, I don't think Bentley and Rolls-Royce are in that because people who have those cars don't finance them. So $700 to $800 we're paying for car payments. We're paying $100,000 for a swimming pool. That's right, $100,000 or so for a pool. But for just $179 a month, you're going to get peace of mind. You're going to have full power. 281-805-8340. That is the phone number. 281-805-8340. A question's come in, Andrew, from Robert. Robert emailed in at joe@checkapro.com. His question, will the generator run on natural gas and liquid propane?
Absolutely. Yep. All these systems come with the ability to run on either or. Obviously natural gas is a fantastic, very popular option just because it's continuous. It doesn't require any kind of refuel. But, you've got some areas in town where propane may be the only option. Maybe there's no natural gas available. Propane is definitely a great option as well for homes without natural gas. They can power or run extended period of times, based on the size tank. And a lot of propane companies will get on a fuel program with you too, to where they can monitor the fuel output. So both options are fantastic, very reliable, and a good way to go when you're going standby.
Call now to have Andrew and his team come out for a no obligation look at your property, at your home, to see what you would need. There are different types of generators for different homes. If you have a smaller home, it's going to be a smaller generator. If you have a larger home, it's going to be a larger one. There are different brands. Many you've heard of because generators are very popular, and if you haven't gotten one, you really need to consider it. Call now for a no obligation, free estimate. 281-805-8340. That's the phone number you're going to get. Now, just 10 of my... Oh, Jerry tells me only 8 of my listeners now. 2 of these offers have gone. 8 of my listeners are going to get a free mini generator. It's got a flashlight, AM/FM radio with the weather band. It will charge your phone and other items. 281-805-8340. Why is A&A GenPro giving away a free mini generator? Because they want to have a chance to come to your home and show you, demonstrate to you why it's important to have a whole home standby generator, how easy it is to do. Once it's installed, you'll pretty much forget you have it until the power goes out. Then you'll be like, oh, I'm glad I got it. 281-805-8340. Once again, 281-805-8340. Going to a quick break. When we come back, a question from Kimberly. How loud is the generator when running? Andrew will answer that question when we come back right here on the Check A Pro Radio Show. Stand by.
Dennis Prager here. Just go to checkapro.com. You'll find names, phone numbers, affiliations, and license numbers, everything you need to feel confident about hiring a contractor and getting your project done right. Checkapro.com.
Houston, you know how this goes. One strong storm, heavy rain, a hurricane, a major freeze, and the power is gone. Right now, A&A GenPro is offering $1,500 off a brand new home generator. So your lights stay on no matter what the Houston weather throws at you. Now listen carefully. The first 10 callers today will also receive a free mini emergency generator. Perfect for charging your phone with a built-in flashlight and an AM/FM radio. That's whole home backup power, plus a portable emergency generator, and only 10 of my listeners will get this deal today. Once those 10 are gone, that's it. Storm season isn't that far away. Don't wait for the next outage. Call A&A GenPro now at 281-805-8340. That's 281-805-8340. Houston weather is unpredictable. Your power doesn't have to be.
I'm taking what they're giving cause I'm working for a living.
This is the Check A Pro Radio Show, sponsored by checkapro.com. To find pre-qualified local service providers, click on checkapro.com. Here's your host, the man with a hard hat and tool belt, Jim Klauck.
I'd like to thank all of you for tuning in each and every week to my radio program that I have designed just for you, the homeowner, right here in the greater Houston area. Whether you live in the Woodland Spring, Tomball, Cypress, Sugarland, Katy, you can go down the list. Wherever you live, I am here for you. If you need to reach me, the best way is to email me, joe@checkapro.com. That's JOE at CHECKAPRO.com. Joe@checkapro.com. In a moment, that question for Kimberly, how loud is a generator when running? Before that, though, Jerry, my producer, is reminding me that we only have 7 of these offers left and to give out the phone number again. So, Jerry, here I go, 281-805-8340. Call now to get your free mini generator. No obligation, free phone call, 281-805-8340. When Andrew and his team come out from A&A GenPro, they are going to do a site inspection. They're going to look at your property, at your home, what it needs. They're going to lay out everything. There's no cost to this. They're going to tell you what type of generator, how big it needs to be, or small. They're going to answer all of your questions. This is like a no-brainer if you don't have a standby generator. 281-805-8340. Okay, so Kimberly asking a question. How loud is the generator when running? Now, I know enough that it really depends upon the size of the generator and the brand of the generator. Air-cooled, liquid-cooled. We can go down the list of things. How close it is to your house physically, how well insulated your house is. But honestly, in my opinion, before you answer this question, Andrew, I don't really care how loud it is. I just want power.
Exactly. When a generator kicks on, it's the sound of peace of mind, security, and safety. But, great question. I think a lot of people, that question comes up a lot because you normally start with a portable. You hear a portable, it's loud. Standby generators do make noise, but they are significantly quieter than a portable. There's a lot of different types of generators, specifically even in the standby. There's a lot of different situations in terms of how it's installed that can impact that sound. But at the end of the day, most operate at about the sound level of maybe a noisier central AC unit or normal conversation level when you're standing nearby. So they're definitely insulated. They have sound attenuation. They're significantly quieter than what you're probably used to if you've heard of portable. And they're definitely designed to meet residential use, and they'll meet local code noise ordinances. So definitely something that can be installed, and you're not going to violate anything in terms of what a city or neighborhood ordinance might be.
Kimberly, great question. Andrew, thank you for answering it. Kimberly, here's the phone number. Call now, 281-805-8340. As little as $179 a month. This is totally turnkey, totally all-inclusive. Let's talk a little bit about that, Andrew. When I say turnkey and all-inclusive, you guys come out at no charge to look at the site and assess things. You will then give a quote, and you're going to give a free, absolutely free, portable mini generator, which is awesome. You guys monitor the generator. You will know if there's anything wrong with it. The generator itself kind of self-monitors to an extent, or I guess self-starts once a week, depending upon how it's programmed, to make sure it's going to run when it's supposed to run, and you guys come to maintain it. Did I get that right?
You got that right. Exactly.
So
it's really just set up to be automatic, seamless, something that you don't have to operate yourself. It's going to test once a week. It's going to run a self-test for a period of time, 10, 15, 20 minutes, whatever it's set for. We've got monitoring equipment that will pick up various alarms and alerts. So if there's some kind of problem, we have visibility. And like I like to explain to homeowners, it's a proactive approach. We can set up a service call, send a technician out, troubleshoot, figure out what's going on before the next event. So yeah, and if you're on one of our maintenance packages or service programs, you're set up for success. I mean, the techs come out, they do a full assessment, they change the oil, filter plugs, make sure it's in tip-top shape and ready for storm season.
Absolutely. And you want a company such as A&A GenPro to manage all of this. It just makes so much sense. Really, everyone who's listening most likely has an HVAC system, heating, ventilation, and air conditioning system. We really need it here in Houston, especially in the summertime. And if you're smart, you have an HVAC company that is keeping an eye on things. They can monitor your system as well at a distance. They will come twice a year to make sure that it's tuned up and it's running well. You would get the same service with A&A GenPro for your generator. We do the same thing with our cars. Actually, many of us have to have them inspected once a year. State law, county, it's something we do. And then we get the oil changed and the filters. Same thing with this. Call now, 281-805-8340. That's the phone number to get your free mini generator. Get $1,500 off any new generator from A&A GenPro, 281-805-8340. No excuse not to call. There is no obligation. No one is here to jump on you. Okay? I wouldn't have them on my show. They're not here to sell you something. They are here to educate you. And this is what I love about A&A GenPro. Like I said, they're not here to sell you a generator. They are here to educate you answer your questions so when you're ready to buy the generator, they are the choice for the generator. 281-805-8340, as little as $179 a month. Andrew, we hear about data centers for AI and other online things that we need. Data centers, they're everywhere. They're sucking up electricity. In some areas, some people's energy rates are going up. But beyond that, there is a fear that the local power companies, the ones that supply the power to them and us, give them a priority. It could be difficult for us at some point in the very near future, if it's not already happening, where we're going to have compromised power from the grid at our homes.
Absolutely. Texas specifically has become the largest state in the country in terms of expansion for data centers. I mean, it's exploding. I think I heard some type of statistic of by 2028, something around 40 gigawatts of power could exceed that in terms of power output for these data centers. And the challenge with them is they're continuous. It's not like they shut down. They're continuously running. And so they pull huge amounts of power continuously rather than intermittently. You mentioned costs. Yes, rising costs in terms of grid operation, planning, reliability, all that creates a lot of challenges because of these data centers coming in. And, I think I'm not aware of any blackouts specifically just tied to data centers, but I know that there have been challenges with that here in Texas. And definitely, if you're looking ahead, I just don't see I don't see the issue going away. I think it's going to get worse as they continue to grow and expand because it's not like just data centers are going in. Houston, San Antonio, Austin, Dallas. I mean, these are some of the fastest growing cities. We've got a lot of growth and expansion, and the data centers have added to that for sure. I think it's going to be a huge problem in the future for grid reliability.
When you have a standby generator, you have your own power plant. It's that simple. You're not going to power the neighborhood. You're not going to power your neighbor's home. You're going to power your home completely. If you want your swimming pool pumps, your 2 air conditioning systems, your 4 refrigerators, all outlets, everything can be run on your own standby generator. And there's this sense of power, no pun intended, Andrew, literally, but a sense of power when you know when the power goes out that you are self-sustaining, right? You are able to maintain everything. Your internet will be on. All your pumps for anything you need, your air conditioning system, your heating system, whatever it is, your freezer full of meat. We panic when the power goes out. We're like, oh my gosh, let's get the meat out of the freezer. Let's get the food out of the fridge. Now what are we going to do? Right? Now, I know what some people do. I do. They have 3 or 4 fridges. They put all their valuables in one fridge. They go out to the shed or to the garage and wheel out that gas-powered generator that they bought, if they have one, at the big box store. They haven't run this thing in 2 years. It doesn't have enough power to run everything. That's why they have to choose one fridge. They've got extension cords running everywhere. God forbid the fumes keep carbon monoxide away from the house. They got to keep putting gasoline in it. Speaking of noise, it's just really a shoddy way, no offense to my listeners, a shoddy way of keeping your meat cold. It just is. It's just a crazy thing.
Portables are definitely, something's better than nothing. The challenge, like you said, is most folks that go that route, they put it in their garage, they forget about it. They went out, they checked the box, they get in the gen, they put it away, and then next thing you know, a storm rolls around, right? It's dark, it's usually bad weather. Who wants to be outside in that kind of condition trying to find and jumpstart this portable generator? Because the carburetor's probably not working at that point. It's limited. You're having to run extension cords throughout the house. Those, if they're not sized right, can be extremely dangerous too, in terms of what kind of output you're putting on that. And the other thing too is the carbon monoxide emitted from portables is just significant. And so a lot of folks generally have that set up somewhere where it's in an unsafe location, and it creates some safety issues. And so, while a lot of folks start there, they quickly flip over to the standby after a few frustrating storms and realizing that it's just, it's not the best option for most folks.
Call now, 281-805-8340 to get your free site inspection from A&A GenPro. Andrew and his team will come out at no charge. There is no obligation, and you'll get your free mini generator. It's got a solar panel on it to charge your phone battery and other accessories. It's got a flashlight, AM/FM radio with weather band, a hand crank to power it up, and it's totally portable. 281-805-8340. More right here on the Check A Pro Radio Show right after this. Stand by.
This is Sebastian Gorka. If you're looking for a quality home service provider, log on to checkapro.com. That's checkapro.com.
Houston, you know how this goes. One strong storm, heavy rain, a hurricane, a major freeze, and the power is gone. Right now, A&A GenPro is offering $1,500 off a brand new home generator. So your lights stay on no matter what the Houston weather throws at you. Now listen carefully. The first 10 callers today will also receive a free mini emergency generator. Perfect for charging your phone with a built-in flashlight and an AM/FM radio. That's whole home backup power, plus a portable emergency generator, and only 10 of my listeners will get this deal today. Once those 10 are gone, that's it. Storm season isn't that far away. Don't wait for the next outage. Call A&A GenPro now at 281-805-8340. That's 281-805-8340. Houston weather is unpredictable. Your power doesn't have to be.
This is the Check A Pro Radio Show, sponsored by checkapro.com. What are the latest services, products, and techniques? The pros check in here. Here's your host, the man with a hard hat and tool belt, Jim Klauck.
Thank you so much for tuning in today. Jerry is reminding me to give out the phone number again. And Jerry, my producer, tells me only 4 of these offers left from A&A GenPro, 281-805-8340. There is no reason not to call. There is a no obligation offer here, 281-805-8340. When you call, a customer service representative would love to talk to you, and they are going to set up an appointment. Andrew and his team are going to come out from A&A GenPro to your home to give you a no obligation, absolutely free quote on a new generator. If you decide you want to buy a generator, $1,500 off. If you want to pay it off over time, about $179 per month or so. It all depends. That's just a rough number that I'm giving out. Also, if you call today, one of the first 10 callers, you will get a free mini portable generator. It's got a solar panel. It'll charge your mobile phones and other devices. It's got a flashlight built in, AM/FM radio with the weather band. You can hand crank it to power it up as well, and it's totally portable. You've got to call right now because there's only 4 left. 281-805-8340. The phone number again, 281-805-8340. Andrew, we didn't mention yet EV cars. And the reason why I want to mention this is more and more people are driving these electric vehicles. Now, when the power goes out, you can't charge up your car, right? You can't charge the car. It's not like you can go to your garage and put in 5 gallons of gas that you have. So people with EV cars need to have a generator for sure, don't they?
Absolutely, yeah. Most folks, that don't have a backup in those scenarios are kind of stuck in a hard spot because they do require some type of charging circuit to power. I mean, the supercharger is nice, but even just a 110. And so if the neighborhood is out, you're out of power. Your vehicle is, hopefully it's got a full tank of battery, or I guess not a full tank of gas, but a battery full to
Yep.
get you around town because, in those types of situations, like we talked about earlier with the freeze, a lot of the city is out. And so there's not a lot of charging stations to begin with around town. And those that are there, they're if your house is out, chances are they're out too as well. So
Well, and not
um,
only that, if the charging station's out, that's one thing. But let's say all the charging stations in Houston were working well during the freeze back in 2021. Nobody had power, so anyone with an EV was plugged into one, right?
correct. That's
And
right.
and
Yeah.
supply and demand, that's just a big problem. So when you have a power outage, but you can create your own power, you can charge up your vehicle. You will have heat. You will have air conditioning. You will have television. You'll have internet. You'll have everything that you usually have. You'll be under your own power. Now, this isn't really a pitch for people to give up their gasoline car to get an EV, but understand when the power goes out in your area, even though you have a gas-powered vehicle, when you go to the gas station, they can't pump gas because they need power to pump the gas. This is really a great opportunity to go all electric. It makes sense. Now, I know we're an H-town and we're an oil and gas town. I know that. I get it. But personally, I'd like to be totally self-sufficient. And if I have a power outage, I can charge up everything, including my vehicle. Here is Andrew's number at A&A GenPro, 281-805-8340. Houston's trusted partner for whole home generator solutions, 281-805-8340. We talk about these standby generators, Andrew. Standby really means it's just standing by ready to go, correct?
That's right. That's right. It's automatic. It's permanent. It's sitting on the side of your house waiting for an event. When that event hits, it's hands-free. It's tied permanently into the home and supplies power within seconds. Great.
Mark has asked a question at joe@checkapro.com. Does it start automatically if I'm not at home? Good question.
It starts automatically whether you're home or not home. Great question. That's the beauty. You can be out on a date with your wife. Power's out in the neighborhood, no big deal. You're coming home to a house with power when you've got a generator, a standby generator. They kick on automatically anytime the power goes out, and when power is restored, they shut themselves off automatically as well. They reset and they're reboot and ready for the next event. It's all seamless, hands-free, no homeowner interaction needed whatsoever.
That portable generator that you have in your garage or shed that has a Honda engine isn't going to turn on automatically. So you're out with the wife, you're on date night, you come home, and it's not a crazy late night. It's 10:30. Power's been off for an hour and a half. Of course, you have no idea how long it's been off, but it has been. You don't know when it's coming back on. You don't have a standby generator. You are going through a dark garage, but oh, by the way, when you press the button, the garage door didn't open. That's the first problem. There's problem after problem after problem when your power goes down. These standby generators that A&A GenPro offer you are standing by, and they start up within seconds. It doesn't take minutes or hours. You don't have to go outside and pull it to start it. You don't have to press a button to start it. As a matter of fact, when you were out on date night at a restaurant with your wife, that generator started automatically. You drive up the driveway, you press the button, and the garage door opens. You have no idea the power's ever gone out. And then when you get out of the car, you kind of hear that hum. Hey, that sounds like our generator. Power must be out, but everything's fine. That's what I love about this. Only 3 of these offers left to get a free mini generator, to get a free quote. You've got to call now, 281-805-8340, 281-805-8340. It's a no-brainer. I don't know why anyone today who spends so much money on vehicles and boats, on vacations, people spend so much to travel now, but they're not getting, for as little as $179 a month, peace of mind and comfort in their home. I don't even think people understand how easy this is to get from you guys at A&A GenPro and how inexpensive it is.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, security comfort, $179 a month. That's very affordable for just about every homeowner. It can fit within any homeowner's budget. I mean, car payments are more expensive than $179 a month. Travel is more expensive. Of course, we've got some folks that pay cash for them, but our affordable payment plan options definitely make this accessible to a lot of homeowners here in town.
What percentage of homeowners in the average neighborhood do you think have a standby generator? It's not that much, is it? Is it 10%?
I mean, it's definitely growing in coastal areas. That's a great question. Maybe I know nationally it's under, but in the coastal areas, I haven't really seen a ton of statistics out there. I know, just in my neighborhood alone, I'm in the Cypress area, and more than half the streets probably got them now in my subdivision. Usually, what happens is once 1 or 2 goes in, and after an event happens, next thing you know, a lot of the neighbors start to follow suit, and because of you're generally hanging out with the neighbor that had one. You realize how nice and convenient it is to have the full house running, have the AC going in a hot day, to be able to just have that security and comfort for the family. It's definitely a nice have. And so a lot of folks end up, after the event and the dust settles, joining the club and having one for themselves. And, the reality is that obviously the big storms are what really drives a lot to generators, but once you have them, you realize it's not a big event that happens every year. It's those little events that are constantly happening in Houston that make you thankful for having one, because your life is never interrupted anymore. Now that you have that power plant in the backyard.
I agree. A lot of my listeners either had when they had young children or still have a life insurance policy. That is only something that you use once, and you don't get the benefit because you're dead. So people are spending $179 a month on a life insurance policy that they will likely never use while they're alive, depending upon the insurance policy. So for instance, I had a life insurance policy when my kids are young. It was a term policy. No longer have it, so I outlived it. I spent a lot of money on that for the peace of mind and that protection for just one event, which would be my death. Oh, the music's come up. We are going to take a quick break. We come back, another question. Linda asks, can I install it myself to save money? I think I know the answer to that one. There is more coming up next right here on the Check A Pro Radio Show. Stand by.
If you want to get a home improvement project done, but you don't know who to call, I can help. This is Dave Ramsey. Don't call. Log on to checkapro.com.
Houston, you know how this goes. One strong storm, heavy rain, a hurricane, a major freeze, and the power is gone. Right now, A&A GenPro is offering $1,500 off a brand new home generator, so your lights stay on no matter what the Houston weather throws at you. Now listen carefully. The first 10 callers today will also receive a free mini emergency generator, perfect for charging your phone with a built-in flashlight and an AM/FM radio. That's whole home backup power, plus a portable emergency generator, and only 10 of my listeners will get this deal today. Once those 10 are gone, that's it. Storm season isn't that far away. Don't wait for the next outage. Call A&A GenPro now at 281-805-8340. That's 281-805-8340. Houston weather is unpredictable. Your power doesn't have to be.
Do you have a question for Check-A-Pro Joe? Email Joe at checkapro.com. This is the Check-A-Pro Radio Show.
Having more fun than a middle-aged man should be having on the weekend here on the Check-A-Pro Radio Show. I am so blessed to be able to do this, to talk to you, my friends, my neighbors, my community here in the greater Houston area. Started this back in 2005, helping you find pre-qualified home service professionals. I have one here on the radio program with me today. His name is Andrew from A&A GenPro. We are talking about generators, standby generators. These generators are standing by, waiting to help you with your power needs when the power goes out. There's all kinds of reasons the power goes out. It could be a storm. It could be a truck or car that hits a power pole, a transformer goes. The AI people, the data centers are eating up your energy. Hurricanes, tropical disturbances, winter storms, bad actors, domestically and foreign. And that's going to be something big. Do you agree with me, Andrew, that at some point, someone overseas is going to bring all of us in our country to our knees by shutting down our grid system?
Definitely concerned. It wasn't too far back when I think California had that little blip or whatever. And so, I mean, the grid is definitely vulnerable in an area where, if you want to cause havoc, that's going to be an area of focus for folks. So I definitely should be a concern. Not something we have any control over for sure, but definitely a concern.
Absolutely. Things are just not what they used to be. I will say years ago, when I was younger, the power system in general was a little shaky here and there. But honestly, I don't have much more faith going forward because of all of the potential problems. Things were simple. We didn't have data centers. We didn't have the internet for bad actors to do what they can do remotely. We had less to lose because honestly, Andrew, when I was a kid, when the power went out, the TV went off. I didn't have internet when I was a kid. It just didn't exist. So when the power went off, the TV went off, which means mom said, go out and play. And we did. And it was not a big deal. But we have so much more to lose now. We just do. If you think about it, if you go back 100 years and look at who is living in Houston, well, 100 years ago, most people could not cool their house near how they cool their house today. They had to have special ventilated windows and fan systems, open the doors. So when the power went off, it wasn't as big of a deal. Today, it's life-threatening, absolutely life-threatening. Here is Andrew's number at A&A GenPro to get your free, absolutely free mini generator, 281-805-8340. When you call, a customer service representative will set up an appointment, and Andrew and his team will come out from A&A GenPro and give you an absolutely free, no obligation quote. You'll get $1,500 off your new generator if you want to buy one now. If you don't, they're still going to come out. They're still going to give you the free mini generator. It has a flashlight, a solar panel. It'll charge your mobile phone, AM/FM radio with weather band. Totally portable. Call now. Oh, Jerry tells me there's only 2 left. 281-805-8340. 281-805-8340. Andrew, a question's come in from Linda. Her question, can I install it myself to save money?
A good question, Linda. No, I would definitely strongly advise not to go that route. Standby generators really should be installed by a professional. It involves electrical work, there's gas connections, there's permits, there's inspections. So if you really want to ensure everything is safe and up to code, hey, and more importantly, you're buying this for security and comfort. And so you want a professional to do that so that it protects your warranty, it ensures that your system's working right. when you need it most. Last thing you want to be is in a pinch and the system that you invested in is not working because of something avoidable like an installation error or a maintenance issue. Have a professional do it. Like, you don't have to go with us, but call a professional like us, have a professional put it in, whatever money you think you'll be saving. Sometimes that can be the most frustrating. And, a lot of times when the low bidder sometimes is the most expensive when it comes to reliability, safety, and comfort.
Yeah. So Andrew says you don't have to call him. I disagree. And I say that because I only endorse one generator company here in Houston, A&A GenPro. Their phone number, 281-805-8340. I cannot speak for any other generator company in the greater Houston area. They are not pre-qualified by me, Check-A-Pro Joe at Check-A-Pro. Only A&A GenPro are pre-qualified by me and my team for as little as $179 a month. Have peace of mind. But beyond that, you actually get hardware that does something. I talked about the fact I had life insurance when my kids were young. It was a term policy. Let's say I spent $179 a month. I was never going to see the benefit. My wife and children would if I passed. Well, I outlived it, but I didn't get a piece of hardware with it. It was certainly an insurance policy. A&A GenPro will install a generator, which is an insurance policy. It is going to add value to your home when you sell your home. It's going to help you sell your home before any other home in your neighborhood that doesn't have a generator. Everything else being equal, a generator home is going to sell first and probably get more money for it. Only one left, Jerry tells me. He's my producer. By the way, Jerry's been with me for 20 years, very loyal. 281-805-8340. Some people say Jerry is my work wife. A little odd, but there you go. 281-805-8340. So today on the program, we covered a lot. We talked about natural gas or propane options. So depending upon what you have, you can hook it up to propane or natural gas, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so that gives you flexibility. Kimberly asked, how loud is a generator when running? It's not that bad. The sweetest sound you'll ever hear. That's what I say. Okay. It is an engine. It is going to run. Some generators are louder than others. They're not all the same, but I'm telling you, way better than that portable one that's probably not going to start up that you have in your garage right now. Mark asked, does it start automatically if I'm not at home? I love the answer from Andrew. It's going to start automatically whether you're alive or dead, right? It's just going to start. I keep talking about death on the show, which, by the way, as my friend Dave Ramsey says, none of us get out of this alive, right? So it's inevitable. But in all seriousness, it's going to start up whether you're home or not. Linda asked, can I install it myself to save money? You're not going to save money. When you try to save money in home improvement by not hiring a pre-qualified professional from Check-A-Pro, it's only going to cost you more money in the long run. You are making a mistake. Do not buy cheap. Cheap cost more later. Buy value. And I don't even know how you would save money, Andrew, by installing it yourself. How would that happen? So I envision if I were to install it myself, I'm going to have a generator show up on a pallet. It's now in my driveway. Now what do I do with it?
Exactly. I mean, unless you're a licensed professional, and even then, I mean, we get called all the time by electricians and plumbers to put these in because they don't do it every day. And so you really want a professional that's not only going to install this to code, but install it the way the manufacturer wants, because code is just the minimal. The manufacturers a lot of times have their specific ways and requirements on how these systems need to be installed and operated. The last thing you want to do is have this nice piece of equipment that's there for your comfort, your safety, your security, and find out the hard way that it's not properly installed, your warranty's void, and now you got to pay a professional to fix it. So go with a professional. It's not worth the headache any other way.
281-805-8340. 281-805-8340. Andrew, we talked about turnkey. It's a turnkey solution. You guys do absolutely everything, including pulling permits.
That's correct. We're licensed electricians. We've got a gas team. We're a licensed gas installer. We pour our own pads. We handle the permitting, all the inspections, utility coordination, project management. And the great thing is all the products we sell you, we're certified, factory certified to do the warranty work, any kind of maintenance and service after the fact. We're a turnkey operation.
I'm glad I'm at a stage of life where I would never even attempt this myself. I could see my 35-year-old self saying, I think I might be able to do this, which I know what would happen. I'd be calling Andrew and his team to finish it. And I will tell you, from my experience with home improvement, a lot of companies don't want to touch a project already started by another company or by the homeowner because of liability. And often what they'll do is they'll say, we'll have to start over. We will supply the generator, our generator. We will pour the pad. We will do everything. But we really don't want to go into a job that you started 40% of to try to fix. And that makes a lot of sense. At my age now, I want someone to do all the work. I'm at a point now where I'm empty nested. I do have more finances, so it's easier. And it's great. All right, here's the phone number. 281-805-8340. Call. It's not too late. 281-805-8340. We'll see you next time. Be safe, everybody.
Thanks for listening to the Checka Pro Radio Show. For more information on how to select the right contractor for your project, visit our website, checkaproradioshow.com. Join us again next week at the same time.
Houston, you know how this goes. One strong storm, heavy rain, a hurricane, a major freeze, and the power is gone. Right now, A&A GenPro is offering $1,500 off a brand new home generator. So your lights stay on no matter what the Houston weather throws at you. Now listen carefully. The first 10 callers today will also receive a free mini emergency generator. Perfect for charging your phone with a built-in flashlight and an AM/FM radio. That's whole home backup power, plus a portable emergency generator, and only 10 of my listeners will get this deal today. Once those 10 are gone, that's it. Storm season isn't that far away. Don't wait for the next outage. Call A&A GenPro now at 281-805-8340. That's 281-805-8340. Houston weather is unpredictable. Your power doesn't have to be.